Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Abe. On this channel, we have been discussing some English language topics, but today we are going to look at adverbial clause. Adverbial clause is a group of words. You can call it subordinate clause or you call it dependent clause. Having its head word as an adverb, that is in the group of words called an adverbial clause, you must have an adverb which will be serving as the head word or the root word in the group of words, and it modifies a verb in a sentence. That's its function. An adverb clause is called dependent because it cannot stand on its own and make a complete thought. It can never be meaningful. More so, an adverb clause answers the questions when, that is the time of an action, where, that is the place of an action, why, the reason for the action, how, in what manner, and some others. Now, let's look at a sentence example of what we are talking about. Here it is. When he was frightened by his friend, he ran away. You see that I underlined a group of words. That is the adverb clause that we have in this sentence. And also we have some set words. He ran away. That is a main clause or an independent clause in the sentence. So the two are combined to make a whole sentence. I hope this is clear. So in this case, when he was frightened by his friend is an adverbial clause and it modifies the verb ran. Hope it's clear. Now let's move to the next stage to see what we have there. Here we have position of adverbial clauses. Adverbial clauses can be positioned at the beginning, at the middle, at the end of any sentence. Now let's look at the beginning of a sentence where we have an adverbial clause. After the church, the children went to the zoo. What I underlined there is after the church service. That is the adverbial clause in this sentence. I hope you can see that. And it comes before the children went to the zoo. You can observe that there is a comma there, and that comma simply comes there because we have the subject of the sentence coming after the adverbial clause. And we use the comma to offset the adverbial clause from the main sentence, the main clause. The children went to the zoo. That is a complete sentence on its own. I hope this is clear. Now to the second one, the having an adverbial clause at the middle of a sentence. We have dogs. Although they bark, they cannot scare visitors. And you can see as well that I underlined although they bark in this sentence. You can simply say dogs cannot scare visitors. So dogs and they are of the same thing. We don't want to repeat dogs again. That is where the pronoun they comes in. I hope this is clear. And the last one is having an adverbial clause at the end of a sentence. This is when we have this sentence, give us a call when you get past Abuja. Give us a call when you get past Abuja. That is a pure sentence. And you can easily say, give us a call. That is also a complete sentence on its own. But in order to have additional information, we have the subordinate or an independent clause that is what? Combined with it. I hope this is clear as well. Now let's go to the next stage. Here we have types of adverbial clauses. The first one on the list is adverbial clause of time, and this refers to the time of an action. Yesterday, last year, this morning, and so on. So under this, we have an example. After the church service, that is underlined, and we have a comma there, the children went to zoo. After is the word marker there. It is the one that marks this sentence to give us the adverbial clause that we have, and this is placed at the beginning of the sentence. So this is showing the time frame for when the student went to the zoo. The second one is adverbial clause of place. This type talks about the place where an action occurs. So with this, we have a sentence under it. I will go wherever you go. So wherever you go in this case is what is known as an adverbial clause. I hope this is clear. Now to the next one, adverbial clause of manner. This is talking about how an action occurs, in what manner. We have the sentence example thus. The choir sang as though the heaven would fall. The choir sang as though the heaven would fall. That is what? The way the choir sing. It's as if the heaven will come, should come down. So that is what this means. As though the heaven will fall is what is known as adverbial clause in that sentence. That is why it is underlined. The next one is adverbial clause of reason. Here we have the question why. And this talks about the reason for the action the verb express. That action that is expressed by the verb. What is the reason for it? Here we have a sentence example. He was not happy that he could not make the list. That he could not make the list is the underlined group of words, and that is known as an adverbial clause. Even though we have that for noun clause, we also have that for adjective clause as well. So you need to be careful before you conclude that the underlying word, group of words is particularly for a kind of a grammatical analysis. So let's go to the other side to complete the types of clauses that we have. Another one here is adverbial clause of condition. Adverbial clause of condition. This refers to the state the main verb stipulates in a sentence. The state of something that the main verb in a sentence is what? Pointing at. E.g., I will only attend the event if you personally invite me. So here, if you personally invite me is the underlined group of words, and that is an adverbial clause in this case. As you can see, that is why it is underlined. I hope this is clear. So if you personally invite me, is what you're talking, giving the condition that the person will attend. The person will not attend if she or he is not what? Invited. Another one is adverbial clause of a concession. This states that thing which we admit or acknowledge in the main clause. Something that is what? That we all agree as a fact or knowledge. Everybody knows that goats have 4 legs. That is a fact. So in this case, we have a sentence to back this up. In spite of his popularity, he was not recognized. That is, the popularity of the person still doesn't make the person to be recognized by people. So in spite of his popularity is what we underline here, and that is an adverbial clause of concession. Another one is adverbial clause of purpose. This tells the purpose of the action the verb states. The sentence example is, he reads so that he can graduate top of his class. What is the purpose of the person reading? Or what is the essence of reading that ad? It is because that person wants to come first in the class. That is the reason. So these are the types of adverbs that we have in English language. Subscribe to this channel, enable your notification so that you'll be able to be alerted when we have new videos on this channel. Thank you very much.